Hello and welcome back to the studio. I'm Dr. Wiggo, and today we're going to be unboxing and setting up, here let me duck so that the camera can focus on the box, a Color LaserJet Pro, the model 4301 FDW high performance printer. And it's pretty amazing. Let me get this box out of the way so we can see what's going on. Why am I buying another printer? I'll explain. But first, let's hope that next week's video is my triumphant reporting of my ordering of a Vision Pro. It goes up for order on the 19th, shipping on February 2nd. But I'm not sure I'm going to be able to get one because they only have like 500,000 to 1 million, and it's a big country, so I'm going to be getting up early and getting in line and crossing my fingers. And remember, before we go on, you can always skip to the next chapter to get straight to the unboxing. Although there's not a lot of unboxing. It's mainly setup, and a lot of the setup's on the computer, which I'm not even going to bother to show you because everybody knows how to do that stuff. Why am I buying a new printer? I don't know how many of you are like me. I don't print very much. But when I do print, I print quite a bit in a short time frame. Basically, at the beginning and end of semesters. Every 3 or 4 months, I do a lot of printing, and then I don't print for a long time. Have you used inkjet printers? The ink clogs up. You can't go months and months without printing, and the ink clogs up, and then you have to buy new cartridges. So I was constantly buying new cartridges. In fact, that's the story of how I got this printer. It's the beginning of a semester, so time for me to do a little pile of printing, and my printer was out of ink. I go out to lunch every week with my friend Brian, and I said, well, we're going to be near Office Depot, and I'll just go pick some up. I'll take a picture of my ink cartridges and go pick some up. Guess who forgot to take the picture of his ink cartridges? And guess who completely forgot about the ink cartridges when I was at lunch with Brian? But Brian says at the end of lunch, I need to go pick up some ink cartridges because he has the same problem I do. He doesn't print very much, and his ink cartridges dried up. So let's go to Office Depot. And I went, great. Oh, but I didn't take my picture. Well, we get to Office Depot, and I'm talking to the guy, and we can't figure out what my ink cartridges are because it's Canon, Pixma. They're all Canon, Pixma. The number of ink cartridges available is just insane. Talking to the sales guy at Office Depot, and he says, I used to have that same problem. And what I did was I got a laser printer. In laser printers, the toner is powder. It's dry. So it doesn't dry up. So you can go months and months without printing, and then when you go to print, boom, prints first time every time. And I went, well, that sounds fantastic. And I had been looking at some laser printers over the last few months, thinking that I might go this direction. And so I went around to look, see what they had, and they had this I don't know if it's brand new, but I had never seen one in all my shopping on Amazon and everything. I hadn't run across this particular one. It looks more modern, it's pretty. Well, you'll see shortly. So it's a color laser printer, and it prints 600 by 600 dots per inch. So got an input tray that'll hold like 250 pages, and then it has a second tray, where you can feed stuff in. And it's an all-in-one, so it has a scanner, 600 DPI optical. I hadn't looked at this one. This one is much more expensive. The ones I was looking at on Amazon and at Costco and everything were like in the $300 to $400 range. This one's closer to $600. But it's a Pro. And what does Pro mean? Pro means 35 pages per minute in color or black and white. And it says it can handle 50,000 pages a month. In fact, that's recommended. Recommended? This is the thing that sold me on this particular printer. For the scanner, it has an automatic document feeder. Scanner is also 600 DPI. With this printer, one, I don't have to worry about the ink drying up because it won't, because it's already dry. So I won't have that problem that I had with my inkjet printers. The paper tray holds 250 sheets as opposed to like 25 for my last printer. So yes, it's much more expensive. But if you add up how much money I've spent on cartridges, every 6 months I practically have to buy new cartridges because I haven't printed and they've dried up. My Canon printer is only a few years old because I had to replace my Epson printer before that because it was always wearing out, and then it got hard to find the cartridges for. Did I mention that the sales guy said he had one and that he had not replaced his toner cartridges after 3 years? So that was the final sale. When you replace the toner cartridge in this thing, it's like $100 a cartridge, and there's 4 of them, so that's going to be like $400. But I won't have to replace them for years. in that amount of time, I would have had to buy probably $500 worth of inkjet cartridges. So I'm just really excited. So we're gonna go down to the office and I'll set it up down there, and then we'll come back up here and we'll finish up the video.
Later.
So welcome to the office where I'm going to install this bad boy. So let's get to it. So I have it wrong way around. Wants me to dump it on its side. I'll do that momentarily. Here we have a USB cable, which I already have run, so that's for my old printer. We have the power cable, which I do not have already. Now I guess it's time to do what it says and dump it on its side. Pull it out. There we go. Okay, it's out of the box. There was a bunch of pamphlets and other kind of reading materials. Find the printer pin. Got a setup guide and a reference guide. More documents. Before using your product, HP strongly recommends you update your firmware. We'll get to that when we get over to the computer and do that part of the setup. It's a perfect fit. And considering I bought this drawer unit when I lived in New York, so this is from the 1980s, and it was designed for printers, but apparently, well, perhaps they've gotten smaller and returned to the large size. Let's remove all the orange tape. The tape nicely has the little ends folded back, so easy to peel. Appreciate that. I haven't had a Hewlett-Packard printer in a long time. The one this is replacing was a Canon. The one that replaced was an Epson, and I think I had several Epsons before that. All the orange tape has been removed. Wait, there's a little something hiding under here. Ooh, protecting the scanner. A sheet fed scanner. I can't tell you how much I've looked forward to that. At the end of every semester, I do their grades. They turn the papers in electronically, and then I do the grades on a piece of paper, and then I scan them. But there's a stack of them, and I used to have to stand here and do them one by one. Well, now I'll be able to load them up. Okay, I think we're going to have to get to the book for a minute. Power on. Well, that's easier said than done. Now I have to find where this plug goes. The plug is on the right side back here. The power on button is down here on the front. Load paper. Okay. English. Confirm. United States. Check for updates. Oh, you don't have to involve the computer to update your firmware. Time zone. Central. Date is indeed 1824. Time's a little bit off, but not much. And now it's color calibrating. Color calibration finished. Sign in. Oh, don't tell me this is one of these things I have to create an account, an HP account, and all that kind of nonsense. Well, apparently not. Oh, this is great. It just keeps telling me my sign isn't invalid. Probably has a password rule that I don't know about. This is why you should read the manual before you start doing things, because apparently, see, I want to use USB. Okay, well, I've got the USB connected. Now it's time to go over the computer and get the software installed.
A little later.
Oh my God, I loaded it with vellum paper. This is a little stiff, but I did get my print page. Let me change the paper.
A few moments later.
I sent over my last thumbnail, and it printed in black and white. PowerPoint gave me the option to print in black and white or in color, and I got black and white. Already not liking this $700 printer.
Eventually.
Finally. By the way, for a fun time, go on Google and look for my HP Color printer isn't printing in color and get the millions of responses. Apparently there's... anyway. Print is working. Before we go, there's a little protective film on the... So let's try to do a scan of multiple pages. I go to the computer, tell it what I want to do, and it says press the scan button. Well, let's press the scan button.
Many minutes later.
That took a few minutes. Printer software just sucks. I don't care. I've tried Canon, I've tried Epson, and now this is HP, and they just all suck. On Windows. Now, you Mac people. I'm going to have to figure out how to get this to print from the Mac wirelessly, and I will be working on that. But I'll tell you all about that later. For now, installation and setup is complete. I have successfully printed. I have successfully scanned using the document feeder. I'm so excited. So that's it for down here. I'll see you upstairs.
Moments later.
Well, that could have gone a little better. The problem wasn't with the hardware. Well, you saw, the unboxing went fine. Everything came out. It worked right out of the box. Everything was great. As always, with all printers, the software is the problem. Now, one of the reasons I wanted a new printer was because the Canon software had stopped working. I couldn't scan with it anymore. The Epson software wasn't any better. Well, the HP software isn't any better either. I got into this thing where if you want all the features, you have to connect by Wi-Fi, but I've been used to using USB, but I hooked up USB and then I got it all working. I have successfully scanned in black and white and in color, and I have successfully printed in black and white and color, although printing in color took a long time. There's all these things you have to check, and it's not just one printer dialog box anymore, because HP has their own little dialog boxes, and then Windows has its little thing. Yeah, I know, it's because I'm using Windows. When I set this up on the Mac, I'll just, it'll just work. That's how these things do, because Apple doesn't let people write horrible drivers for them. So anyway, I'm fairly happy. Yes, it was very pricey. It was like $579 plus tax. I get so much for that, and I'm not going to have to buy any more cartridges or replace the printer for quite some time. So I'm thinking, amortizing it out over time, it's worth the money. May not be worth the money to you. They have cheaper alternatives, where the trays don't hold as many things, and they don't have an automatic document feeder for the scanner and that kind of stuff. By the way, this thing will also scan double-sided. It's the Pro, so you don't need the Pro. I don't need the Pro either, but I'm going to enjoy it. I like it. It's a nice little printer. I mean, again, the software is horrible. Why can't any of these printer companies hire some software developers who know about user interfaces? Because their user interface is just abysmal. Well, click on this, and then click on this, and then click on this. No, I should have just been able to click on one thing. Don't get me started. That is the HP MFP 4301 FDW. F, by the way, stands for fax. I can use this printer to send and receive faxes. You can scan them in, and then it'll fax them out. I don't know how you get the faxes in. I don't know about you. I haven't used a fax, since fax machines were a thing. But it does it. So if you're looking for an all-around that'll, fax, scan, do everything, yes, it's expensive. But again, it's a color laser printer. I think it's worth the money. It may not be. We'll see. I'll report back. So that's it for this week. But this Friday is the order day for the Apple Vision Pro. So I will be getting up early so I can camp out and start trying to order one. Yeah, I know. I'm really nervous. You know how these things go. I mean, if you've ever done this before, it's supposed to ship February 2nd. So by the time you get all your stuff done, the date isn't February 2nd anymore. And I'm just hoping the date's still in February by the time I get done. Oh, I want it so bad. If there's anyone from Apple watching, please bump me up on the line. Do something. Help me. By the way, there's a lot of other tech YouTubers who are bigger than me who are also going to be getting in line and doing the thing, because they ain't just giving them away this time. Yeah, they'll let you wear them, but they won't let you film yourself wearing them. Come back next week and pray that the video is about ordering the Apple Vision Pro. If I don't get it, I'll still do a video. It'll just be a very depressing video, and I will be very sad, and tears will run down my face. So that's what's going to happen next week, one way or the other. The ordering thing is on the 19th, so on Sunday, I will report back to you how I did. So it'll be a short video next week, or a long video if I was successful, maybe. Huh? We don't know. Come back and see. Hey, that's it for today. Thanks for stopping by. Bye-bye. Still waving behind the screen. All of you pray for me to get my Apple Vision Pro. Pray, pray, pray. Bye-bye.